All right, we're now being joined by Jon Fitch. We will go
Take this off.
to, you can if you want.
All right.
We'll go to Jay Anderson for the first question.
Thanks very much. And Jon, welcome back. I think there might be some surprise in even seeing you back, if I'm being honest. I mean, you said not too long ago that MMA is not a sport anymore. Sounded like you wanted either more money or a title shot, or at least a title eliminator to get you back in. So what was the deciding factor in taking the fight against Neiman?
Well, I would just like it to operate as a sport, you know. No other sport in the world, promoters control the title and exclusive contracts. I would like that to change. But regardless of that, me coming back, you know, has a lot to do with the situation of the lockdown and COVID right now. You know, I'm in a position where I'm healthy and I enjoy challenges. The name Neiman Gracie came up. The idea of fighting a Gracie was a big challenge. Neiman's a super tough guy. It's going to be a great fight. But there's a lot of people out there at home who are trapped inside. They don't have a lot to do. And there's a lot going on. A lot of people are stressed out. A lot of people are hurting. I thought it would be a good thing to come out and distract them, take away from some of that pain, and give them 15 minutes of carnage between me and Neiman Gracie to help them escape from all the madness right now.
You know, you spent a lot of time campaigning to make MMA a better sport on top of having a fantastic career in the cage. When all is said and done, which would you rather be remembered for? I mean, your in-cage accomplishments or, you know, what you've done on the outside?
Oh, man. You know, I haven't thought a lot about it because I'm still working. I'm still planning on doing things even outside of the cage, you know, taking different strategies towards helping fighters. Moving forward, you know, once I am fully retired, I've got some plans on, you know, hopefully helping fighters to monetize themselves better and, you know, do some of what the promoters maybe aren't doing for them right now.
Last one for me. You are a dad now. How much does that factor in on your decision-making process when it comes to continuing your career?
You know, the extra money from another fight is nice. But I think it's good to show your kids that you have interest and you can work hard and you set goals, let them see you struggle through adversity. I think it's good for kids to see it. I think even if I'm, you know, making myself fix something at home or build something at home or do something at home, I want them to see me do the work because they need to understand that if you put yourself into something, you know, things break down, things fall apart. But you don't quit. You just keep doing it. Whether you're training for a fight, you're training for a title, you're trying to do something with a career, or you're just building a stupid shelf.
Steve?
All right, Jon, thank you for the time as always. And, you know, it's been a very volatile year in the markets with all the pandemic lockdowns and the reactions that investors have had. So how's your own portfolio doing with cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and the like?
Yeah, Bitcoin, you know, staying at 10,000 or above is a good thing. That gives a little extra security. I'm one of the guys who hold. You know, I bought in a long time ago, and I'm sitting on some stuff. It's emergency funds if I need it. You know, and the stocks and other stuff that I've had. It's actually the stock market's doing pretty good, surprisingly, through all this. You know, they keep print more money, so I don't know how long that's going to last. But it seems like the stock market's going to continue to do well because people that have money keep putting more money into it. So for right now, I'm just going to kind of take advantage of what's going on there and keep profiting.
You've always been very open about fighters needing to look out for themselves, whether it's in terms of owning their license for their image or their name in video games or their portfolio in terms of what they can do after they retire from fighting. So do you think this is something that not just Bellator, but maybe mixed martial arts in general needs to adopt? Like fighters coming in should take a seminar to learn how to do these things?
I mean, that's basically, I don't want to talk too much about it, but I do have an idea that kind of there's a need in the market for fighters that's not being met. And there's a lot in there with education and just, you know, because we don't exactly operate traditionally like a sport, you know, because in a traditional sport, you compete against somebody who has similar rankings, and then you win and you get a higher ranking, and those higher rankings open the door for opportunities and title shots, or playing for, divisional championships or whatever. And we don't really have that because there's a more lean on notoriety and popularity, which is a little bit more closer to the pro wrestling model. So regardless of what you like, you have to take advantage of what's happening right now and utilize it. So there's a lot of guys who kind of aren't doing that. I wasn't doing that. I didn't realize that because I wanted it so bad to operate the way traditional, ranking type sports happen. But seeing how the field and the market is playing out, like there's certain adjustments that I realize that I can make, that I have made, that have made a big difference. And if other people implement those things earlier in their career, they'll probably make a huge difference too.
All right. And finally, for me, before I let you go, you had that very infamous fight with Rory McDonald that went to a draw, and a lot of people felt you won, including me. And now he's no longer part of Bellator. Douglas Lima is the champion. Do you feel in any way like an uncrowned champion at this point?
I mean, I walk out of that fight proud. I did all the work. I feel I won the fight. I thought I won 5 rounds. In my heart, I'm a champ. So it's just a matter of time. If I keep getting good offers for fights, I'll do it again. I'll be the oldest current champ soon.
All right. Well, maybe you'll get that after this fight on Saturday. Thank you very
much. I have a great performance on Saturday night, and I know Neiman's going to bring it. It's going to be a battle, and an exciting fight with 2 high ranked guys coming out there doing work. I think the winner should fight for the title.
Giancarlo?
Hi, John. Both of you guys are coming off a fight against Rory McDonald. Just what did you see out of Neiman Gracie's performance against Rory? And is there anything in his performance that you think he'll be able to capitalize on?
It was difficult to get too much out of the Rory fight with Neiman because Rory was very conservative. I feel like he wasn't trying to take any risks in that fight, and he took him down, put him in the fence, and just kind of stayed there. I want more action. There's a lot of people that need some distraction, and I want a barn burner.
And just looking at the landscape in the welterweight division, like Scott Coker was saying that he still has a plan for Lima to move up to fight Mousasi for that vacant middleweight title. So, like, even if you win this fight, is there like a fight out there that you want, or would you be content with waiting for the winner of that fight?
Yeah, I mean, at my age, I want to fight big fights. The Gracie fight's a big fight under the lockdown. It's a big fight. And the title, those are where the appeals are. That's what I want to do. Unless I'm going to get paid more money to fight somebody else, I want to fight for the title.
All right, we'll take just a couple more, starting with Zach.
Hi, John. Thanks for the time today. So one thing that a lot of people have noticed is you're performing at such a high level at an age where many athletes cannot replicate anywhere close to the ability that you're still putting out. So my question to you is, how really do you maintain your longevity, and how much longer do you think you have? Because do you see you have no signs of slowing down?
I lift weights. But yeah, I think, resistance training, strength training is the real fountain of youth. There are studies that show that heavy lifting keeps your telomeres long. Your telomeres keep your DNA intact and healthy. I think that I stay away from processed foods. I eat a lot of whole foods. I eat a lot of meat, a lot of natural fats. I stay away from seed oils and vegetable oils. I think I just have a really good diet and the lifting weights, training all year round, not letting myself get too out of shape. I think they're big. I think it's a big a part of being healthy. My dad's 75 and he's had he had a heart attack a few years ago, but he's still a very healthy guy and he's still very active. He does a lot of woodworking. He's outside working all the time, plays a lot of golf. And, I would still say, even though he has a pacemaker, he seems 10 years younger than what he is. And I think my grandmother is 95 years old and she's a ball of energy. And I think moving things that move don't age as fast. So, you just get off your butt, maybe turn down the Netflix or turn off the Netflix and do something physical.
Right. And your opponent in this fight, Neiman Gracie, obviously renowned for his amazing submission ability, and your game plan and what you specialize in kind of takes him into like his world with his grappling. But a lot of people would think that you have the advantage on the feet in this fight, even though it seems like your game plans more revolve around your wrestling. So are you planning more to like exploit the striking advantage that you think you have, or do you want to challenge him on the ground?
So, I mean, a lot of people don't really know what I'm doing when I fight, but I never force anything. I never force a takedown. I'm never looking to get the takedown. I go into the fight taking what's easy. And if the guy opens up and the takedown comes easy, that's where it goes. So I don't ever come in with a game plan like I have to do this in order to win. I have to be in shape. I have to be strong, and I have to react appropriately to the situations that come around. The Fitch Smash system that I've come up with answers all those questions. And as long as I'm in shape and my mind is working right, like I'm going to make the right choices and win all the scrambles in every position. So if that means like he gives me an easy takedown and I get it and I go to work there, I'll do that. If he makes it easy for me to jab and stay at distance, then I'll do that too.
Hey, John, Kevin here. One of the key questions I wanted to ask you was, yes, you said, if he gives you the easy takedown, you're willing to take it. But since he is a Gracie and, he has the exceptional jiu-jitsu skills, will you look for the perfect opening, or are you just going to go in for the takedown?
Man, I've trained myself to the point where I react. I do things and I'm like, oh, wow, that was nice. That came easy. Oh, I did that pretty well. Like, you shouldn't have to be thinking about what you're doing too much in a fight. It should be at that point reactionary. You should have trained your body. You should have programmed the machine ahead of time. If you haven't programmed the machine ahead of time, you're gonna struggle.
All right, and then another thing is, you said it's either the title fight or not, and the way the promotions are going, it's not easy getting the fights you want. Would you compare, MMA promotions to almost a sort of WWE, the way they treat
it is. The business model is pro wrestling. And I mean, you can say it's good or bad or whatever, but I think that it takes away from the athletes a little bit because it's not quite a sport in that sense. We don't get to challenge UFC fighters. We don't get to challenge, professional fighter league challengers or whatever. I feel like we should have some kind of unified system where we have, sanctioning bodies that control the title and the promoters cross promote. I think that would be better for all of the promoters. I think it would be better for the companies that would step up and become sanctioning bodies. That would create more businesses, more jobs. It would be better for the fighters because you'd have more opportunities to fight for big titles and you wouldn't get stuck with a bad promoter. They would have to actually work to retain you as an athlete. We would be true independent contractors rather than these pseudo employees.
One last question from me is, Rory McDonald gone to the PFL. You previously fought in the PFL. Would you want to go over and play spoiler for Rory McDonald and not have him win the $1 million?
I'm not a big fan of the tournament system at my age. I think it's great for up and comers who people don't know because it's a great way to build notoriety. It's a great way to build momentum for you moving forward. But I'm not a big fan of it as a professional prize fighting strategy.
All right. With that, we'll wrap up with